Good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth, and I'm still here, just a different name. And we're working in our river journal still, so let's get going. We're going to use some of this stuff and maybe some more stuff and get going
Now the
here.
dog is not barking. The wash machine is going. But we're going to see how this works. Oh, it's still printed. I forgot to tell you, this is my new other toy. If nobody knows me, you don't know that I stalk Amy Tangerine. And when I say stalk, I mean in the nicest possible way. Oh, I don't have any paper. Anyhow, she promotes a little tiny printer, and I mean this is a printer, a photo printer called Print, P-R-Y-N-T. She sells them on her shop. I didn't get it on her shop only because she only had pink and I wanted purple. So I got it off of Amazon. The picture is, how big is the picture? A tiny bit bigger than 1 3/4 by 3. Like 1 3/8 maybe, or whatever. I don't know. Math. Yuck. Yuck. Anyhow, this is the paper tray. It's the cutest thing. Okay, but you gotta put the paper in the right way. And I'm still getting used to it. I've only had it a couple days. Okay, paper tray, help me. Oh yeah, okay. I think that's right. Must load barcode facing down. Maybe I need to do it that way? It's a little tiny picture in here. And I'm only putting in a couple sheets at a time. The pictures are not, okay, come on. Here we go. Pictures are not amazing, award-winning quality, but they're not bad at all. Let me just say, they're not bad at all. And I'm not sponsored. I just like it. I bought it. And it's also a sticker. So this peels off and it goes on your traveler's notebook perfectly. It works on an iPhone. I don't know. You download an app and yes, I know you want to communicate. Readjust paper. Remove paper from the cartridge and only put back a couple of sheets. Okay, how did you put it in? Maybe I got it in wrong. Okay, the paper goes up. I did. Nope, I did do that right. Okay. I can only put in a couple sheets at a time. Maybe I put in too many. Oops. Follow the arrows. Oh. It has little videos on how to do everything. It's amazing. Okay. No, I don't want to print another picture. I don't want to print that. Luckily, I bought some extra. It comes with a tiny cartridge of paper. I don't know if it only works on an iPhone. I just know that it works on mine, and that's what Amy Tangerine has. It's sending it to its little, you can't see that, but it's sending it to its little factory, and as it sends it, it's leaving here and coming out here. This is its charger. and it's a USB charger, so it'll charge into your laptops. But it's great for travel. And even though I had the other one, the selfie printer, they both have pluses and cons. You can print bigger pictures as a 4x6 on the selfie, and they may have evolved and they're this size now too. I don't know. But I do know. All right. Okay, it's not picking up my other pictures yet. I do know that I like it. And I'm still brand new to it. I'm getting the hang of it. No, 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 no. Delete. Delete print. No. Back. Why isn't it picking out my other pictures? Okay. I'm going to print these and I'll be back. It takes literally seconds. You can do it right here. I can do it. You can do the selfie in the airport, but it's a bigger contraption. It is portable. I took it to New York and I had a tiny carry-on suitcase, but it took up a lot of room in my suitcase. This is teeny tiny. It can go in your purse. I'll be back. I am arting outdoors today. My computer's right here, in here, and I am gonna edit. This is the Palmetto Trail, right there. It was an old railroad line, but they have turned into a hiking trail. We were here about a month ago. There's a bridge right there that is a road. Less traveled than more traveled. So you do hear a little bitty tiny bit of car traffic. There's a creek right there that feeds into the Broad River. Remember, Broad River? And I'm trying to do this more and more. It is almost 70 degrees. It is gorgeous. So while I can, I'm gonna do it. And I'm lucky enough that this is about 11 minutes from my house. If you don't get lost. Which, if you have a GPS, you shouldn't. It is... In my house right now, the tables outside are in the shade because where the sun comes in and out. So I'm here, half shade, half sun. Can you hear the leaves? Alright, I printed my stuff. This is the little brochure. And basically it just tells you download an app, and the app tells you how to do everything. I got the pocket size, pocket print. I think, don't quote me on the price. I think it was $150, which is what Amy's was too. She just only had pink and I wanted purple. It works with my iPhone. I really like it. I'm still getting used to it. I have to take the case off my iPhone, which now I can tell that my case is filthy. But I'm clumsy with my phone. I know that comes as a shock, so I got to keep a pretty decent case on it. Otherwise, and this one's actually cracked already. It's been cracked for a year. This is not a new one. So anyhow, prints these little tiny pictures. See here? That's how big they are. That's an old iPhone. The one before the one that just came out. 7? I don't know. I don't know how to work a computer. Why would I know how to work my phone? But they're little tiny pictures and they're sticky back. And it's a decent quality. Now in 100 years when I'm in a nursing home and my great-great-grandchildren or the heirs to the publishing company that's going to acquire all my rights to all my art, I say that in jest completely. Will it last that long? I don't think so. But for right now, it works with what I want. Can I put varnish over it? Because I do varnish projects that are going to be manhandled. My sketchbook project, I varnished, which I haven't even started this one, but I think I finally got my thoughts together on it. If you haven't heard about the sketchbook project, not sponsored again, this is my own. I don't advertise for anybody. I might recommend something if I like it. This is awesome. Awesome project. Sketchbookproject.com. Check it out. Anyhow, okay, we're in the Amazon. I got my mosquito net. I have my riverboat guide. He's waiting on me. I gotta go. Anyhow, love this printer. I'm going to do a little bit of prep work with a voiceover because I got a mess here. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. A voiceover starting right now. Doot, 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 doot. This is my hands. If you see me doing this, that's the notes to myself. Start a different method, voiceover, music, whatever. This is my cut, my version of cut. Filming. I think the coffee has gone to my head. Oh, silly me. I almost tried to glue my picture down. All right. Now, it could be fiddly, so you might see me struggling with this a little bit, but it's so much better than glue. Even good glue. My Yoo-Hoo glue is good. And it's really thin, too. Feels like a photograph, but it's thin. Not quite the thickness of a Flow nice piece of paper, but not quite as thin as a magazine picture. In between. Alright. What am I doing? I should have talked to you a little bit about this. These are my pictures from the Amazon. This is an imaginary trip. Capiche? But sometimes when you're landlocked and you can't go anywhere, or you haven't been going anywhere for a little bit, you make up your own trips, you know? And this is my this is not my around the world journey. I did an around the world journey. It's off of YouTube now, my choice. This is 7 rivers down in the world. Some of them, oh no, 14. 7 in the United States, where I am, and 7 in around the world. Some I've been on, some I want to go on. Right now, we're on the Amazon. We've done the Broad River, which is here in South Carolina, where I live. We have done the Nile River, which to me is a bucket list river. And we have done the Sacramento River. Is that all? Nile. Sacramento. Yeah. I chose the Broad River because it's where I live. And it's very historical and geographically pretty amazing in South Carolina. And we'll do a little bit of flip through. These are all of my title pages. This is Tomoe River paper with watercolor paints, and which I love, love, love. And I'm trying to learn how to layer. I'm not very good at it yet. Getting better. I've tried to make a map every time. This is the map of South Carolina. This is the Broad River that feeds into the Congaree River at Lake Murray, which is where I live. Columbia, and then it feeds into the Santee River, and then it goes to the Atlantic Ocean, basically. These are just, just what we all do. Pieces of paper that I can't throw away. This is the information about the Columbia Canal, which was used to transport products, mainly cotton, in pre-Civil War and post-Civil War. Let's see. Yeah, 1894. This is a watercolor picture of a cotton plant I did. Admittedly, not so great. This is deli paper that I dropped stuff on and then embellished it a little bit. These are my own letters. When we went to the Columbia Canal on a field trip, and the day that we went there was a heron fishing. And I have a heron that lives in my cove, and he fishes it. We hear him every morning go out. He's been there at least 10 years. I think it's the same heron because it's the same habits as the one that's always been here. So anyhow, I tried to do a heron painting. Not great at it, but I tried. This is Congaree National Park, one of the 59 national parks in the United States. And it's here in South Carolina, and I went there for a field trip, and it has cypress tree knees in it and swampy territory. That's a leaf from the park. Then we went into the Nile. I'm flip-flopping. America, world. America, world. So next we had to go to world, so the Nile. This is papyrus paper out of a travel magazine or National Geographic, which I stalk all the time for pictures. Camel washi tape that I love. And Dylusions ink spray. This was my title. Here's the map that I drew, and the Nile River. It's a north flowing river, which I talked about. Egypt to Uganda, the Mediterranean to Lake Victoria. Just again, Tomoe River paper with watercolors, post-its, a little tiny bit of a scribble frame, and then we got into that says Explorer, and I don't know why I went this crazy pink color. Oh, these were different explorers that have been down the Nile. Osa Johnson, which I have come to really be enamored with her. David Livingstone and Henry Morgan Stanley. I'm not going into the political things that happened post-exploration, post-colonization, during colonization, pre-colonization. None of that happens here. It's just art. It's a safe place. I talk about papyrus. I went on a safari. This is where I started getting into finding journals from people. I'll try to read this slightly to you. And I drew an elephant because that was part of my story here. It's a story about a woman exploring probably in the 1894s as early 1930s and 40s, as did Osa Johnson in real life. So this is kind of like a lady that may have been with her. And she's got bullet points in her journal. And she said, my linen petticoat, my black wool blouse. At the placket, there were 4 layers of fabric. Black nylon stockings that I secretly rolled down just above my knees under my skirt. a calf length or just below, dark brown skirt, 7-inch hem, the latest style in safari garb. That made it even heavier. She's complaining about the amount of clothes she has to wear in this godforsaken heat and humidity of the Nile River. A large brim hat with dried wildflowers on the outside. While it shades my face from the beastly sun, it has created another heat source where sweat collects until it overflows and trickles down my face, thus creating another Nile River. Black ankle boots with 14 buttons, 7 on each side. Sevens, I love sevens. Laces fed through the eyes on each side. These ghastly heels were 2.5-inch heels. I drew a picture of her heels as if she would have worn in the 30s. I rubbed the heels against a granite rock until the heel was worn down to 1/4 inch, and then I didn't have to have these horrible heels. In the previous height, I was sliding down rocks or getting stuck in at least 100 mud puddles. Why must the tea be served piping hot in the late afternoon at the peak of humidity? What I wouldn't do for an ice cube. I think she's a tad spoiled. As if to bring me back and away from my incessant whining, George, not his real name, but I can't spell it or pronounce it, motions to be still, silent, and points to 17 elephants crossing our footpath in front of us about 42 feet away. We watched as moms nudged babies who went to veer off course or who went to reach a vine to snack on, knowing their trunks were just quite couldn't reach it. The very last elephant was male with massive ears. Oh, what great fans those ears were. He had a triangle section missing around the outer edge of his ears. Those ears were swatting the same flies I had just swatted. So this is a woman that's on a game drive in the 1930s or 40s with the style she has to deal with in the 1930s or 40s in horrible heat and humidity. Just saying, what if? I did a couple more like that. This was a tribute to some fabric in a market that I came across. I am a quilter. Half of my heart is paper, half of my heart is quilt and fabric. This, to me, would have been some fabric that I could have found in the market somewhere along the Nile. This is pictures of real fabric that you can find in Africa, more West Africa though. I talked about a little village that we came across, and wildebeest crossing some rivers, and some pictures of our tents, and my safari hat and my garb bag. Some animals. This was called Out of Africa. This was our last day. And then we got onto the Sacramento River. I talked about, oh, this was kind of cute actually. I talked about my mom playing in the Stanislaus River, which is a tributary from the Sacramento River. She grew up in Oakland, California, which is right around San Francisco. And her cousins were all, uncles were all farmers in the San Joaquin Valley. This was in the late 40s, early 50s, 40s, 50s, late 50s, 40s and 50s. And she talked about summer swimming in the valley. And this is a story that she's told to us many, many times. This is true. The sun today was so blistering, my thongs were melting on the hot pavement. Now, thongs are flip-flops, sandals, shoes. As we were walking down the street to the canal, spending summers in the valley meant lots of time for me with cousins and the great outdoors. So we were headed, this band of cousins, to the canals to swim after chores. We would spend the hottest part of the day in the canals, an irrigation system that systematically waters the valley, an ingenious system of pathways that feed the different farms. This irrigation system in California is amazing, not unlike what they have done along the Nile. So many nights at different cousins' excuse me, so many nights at different cousins' dinner tables, my uncles went on and on about who got more water than who. This is her reminiscing about water topic conversations, which happened a lot. The uncles were complaining who got more water than who that day, or when it wasn't even their turn, because there is a systematic system where this farmer this street gets it on this day, this street gets it on this day, this territory gets it on this day, da 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 da. That still happens. Many lost conversations with each other that would be like, Fred, did you open the gates? Tomorrow's your water day. A lot of days ended with, you must open your gates. That's how your water came through to your fields. Common sense found us kids screaming, laughing, and splashing for hours or so in a natural swimming pool. They swam in the canals. It's highly illegal to do that now. I won't even tell you some of the stuff they used to do in those canals. Depending on the time of the month, we would raid one uncle's crop for a fresh peach or another uncle's crop for watermelons, picking a peach so ripe that the juice dripped down your arm, or you spit watermelon seeds. Who could spit the farthest? Brought hours and hours of fun. And then they would water ski in the canals. Someone would borrow one of their dad's trucks, and they had a wooden water ski. They'd tie a rope onto the back of a truck, and then someone would drive on the edge of the canal, and the other person would be on the ski in the canal water skiing. So dangerous, so crazy, but they had hours and hours of fun. Highly illegal to this day now. And I wrote the heritage of the name Stanislaus. Stanislaus is a river, and Stanislaus was named for Mr. I can't pronounce this right. Mr. Eslacio, a Native American from the Lackasamani tribe of the Yokut people. Apologies for pronunciation. Who revolted against Mexican-held California in the early 1800s, I believe. So anyhow, some tales of farm country life with my mom when she was a kid, visiting her cousins, watermelons and peaches. Some trees that I did on watercolor paper. It's kind of thick here. And I don't remember what this one was about. Oh, this was about us camping as kids and how my dad and mom, sorry, the only time they argued was when they were hooking the trailer up or unhooking the trailer. And having to be tortured by your parents, taking you camping every couple weekends or for a whole month in the summer. And the memories that I now cherish, camping as a kid and how I love to travel now, is all due to my parents dragging us, unbelievable torture as teenage girls and younger, camping. And so this is a map, watercolor trees and rocks, this San Francisco Bay, and how the Sacramento River feeds into yes, this is falling apart, feeds into the San Francisco Bay. And San Pablo Bay, this is called San Pablo Bay, and this is where I grew up. The Golden Gate Bridge is right here. San Francisco's right here. San Francisco's right here. The Golden Gate Bridge is right here. And about 15 minutes north is a little town called Novato, and that's where I grew up. And so and my mom grew up in Oakland. We were easily accessed to great national parks, state parks, camping along the Russian River, the Sacramento River, I can't even remember some of the, Feather River. And anyhow, so these rivers fed into the San Francisco Bay. The Sacramento River comes through here. The Feather River was up here. And on and on and on. So now we're into the Amazon. Yesterday you saw me do this map. And now I'm working on my introduction page. And I kind of do an introduction page. Then I might veer off to a journal page. But I'm putting, Lord have mercy, I don't know how long this video is going to be. This is flow paper. This is my picture from a magazine. These are my pictures from my trip. Little tiny children playing along the Amazon. The view from our little boat along the Amazon. And I'm putting these on tip-ins. And then this is going into the first day before we really got into the Amazon proper. And a parrot that we saw in a tree. And another view of the view in front of us for hours and hours along the Amazon. And this is going to be another tip-in. And then out of a magazine, I found a picture of an iguana, which we saw lots of. And now I have to figure out how I'm going to put this on here. So I think, and yes, this blends in. I love that. I love how that just kind of worked. That's why I don't plan. I say this over and over and over. I don't plan these videos. On those found journal pages, I do plan that out. I probably take 2 days to write those out. And even then, it's fragmented sentences, and I write like I may have talked back then. And it's not always grammatically correct. But it's mine. And so I think I want him on there, but I've got to come up with a backing for this. And I don't want it to be too busy. I guess that'll be all right here. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So this is me making my journals. Lots of talking, lots of goof ups along the way. Does it matter that this is not the same size? No, I'm okay with that. Because I kind of like a little bit of this poking out as if it were a border. Now, because I have this wonderful paper, I think I'm going to do this so that I'll add a little splash of color. So this is a flora and fauna page, say. Now there's no journaling on here yet. There may not be on this particular page, but it may be in the next spread. I don't know, because each river is 5 or 6 pages or spreads long. And I don't have an art background, obviously, and I do have a scrapbooking background because I did the 12 by 12 scrapbooks. I live in a fairly small house, and I have 26 of those scrapbooks full, and I have no more room. And I was getting burnt out on those books. So about 2 years ago, I came across this amazing, okay, this might not be this, format of a traveler's notebook. And I told myself, I can get into that now. Did I have another picture? I guess not. But, okay, maybe we'll do that. This one does not fit vertically on here. Although, let's test this. It's a tiny bit repositioned. Oh no. Oh yeah, tiny bit repositionable if you do it pretty quick. I'm just scooting it up just a smidge so that I can get this one on there. And I did. Okay. Because I really wanted the red to be, and everything else green on the front at first. So I found the Traveler's Notebooks about 2 years ago. Then I discovered YouTube about that same time. And then I discovered people making travel. I guess that's how I found Traveler's Notebooks, was from videos on YouTube. I was like, holy moly, hold the door. I want one of those. And now I have one. Okay, this one needs to go on this side. I might make a little bit of a title, something there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I work intuitively. I don't plan. I don't sit here and agonize with a ruler. Therefore, I make mistakes. Therefore, sometimes I don't like my pages, but it is what it is. I love when things just come together. And that happens more often than not, if I don't plan. Would they be prettier if I planned? Probably. But I don't always do this for pretty. I do this for fun because I'm obsessed. Now that is sticky right there, but we're going to go with it. Okay. This is kind of like an ombre green-blue washi tape, which is perfect for this page. Tip-ins. So this is a little bit of an overview. How I work and how my Amazon trip may have started. If I ever get to the Amazon in real life. Now, my traveler's notebook is extremely bent. That curve, that spine is curving, and it's going to only get worse because we're not even close to halfway. And the pages are already popping. So I try to work on a spread outside of the book and then put it down. And I think we're going to call this a video because I'm pretty sure this is long. Oh, I love this. You know, you might think at some point, oh, I have too much green that day. There's a lot of green here. But really and truly, when you flip through here, all of these colors make my heart sing. I don't know why I have a blank page there. I have to do something else with Sacramento. I can come up with something else for California. I just love flipping through here and looking at all of it. Oh, makes my heart sing. Okay, I'm going to glue these down, call it a day, put my clothes in the dryer. And we are going out of town this weekend, unexpectedly. We have some friends that have a beach house, and they don't have anybody renting it this weekend, and they've been out of town a lot. So we are going down there with them to catch up, maybe do a little maintenance. There's always something to be done at a beach house. And I'm going to try to film. Okay, this will be going up on Friday. I'm going to film 2 videos today. This is Thursday. So I'm going to film Fridays, this one, and Saturdays also, so that I can release it down there. And then Sundays might be late. It'll be the day of when I get home, which could be in the afternoon sometime. So I don't always say, oh, my videos come up such and such a date or such and such a time. I try to make one every day. It's not a promise. But I know Curty likes to eat breakfast with my videos. So, okay. I love that. I'm not sure if that's a real, like an aloe vera plant, if that's actually in the Amazon. But these guys are, or I am assuming. I love his feet. His feet are magnificent. And these pictures, the Nile. The Amazon. This little boy in a little fishing village. Speaking of villages, nope, another video. It's going to be too long already. So, see you tomorrow. Make sure you have your mosquito nets handy. Alright, I really want to use this lady, because she just looks like she belongs, but her dress has frogs all over it. This came from a Flow magazine, I'm pretty sure, or Daphne's Diary, one of them. I don't know when. I cut it out because I thought she was fabulous. But it's too big, even if I take it to, well, ugh. If I take her, this is a Traveler's Notebook product. I don't know, a dashboard. I don't know what you call these things, but I love them. I have 2 of them. I think they tell you the year. This was the 10th anniversary. This was 2016, and the blue one that I have, I don't know if that one's earlier or later, and I don't even know where that one is. I usually keep them right here, but that doesn't always mean everything. It's behind something. Or it could be over here. And okay, focus. Alright, if I take her here, I could bend her up. And maybe kind of, but I'm going to have to cut this in half. Oh, you know what? No, okay, wait a minute. This is why I don't plan right here. I think she's going to be a tip in like this. And I can get away with being okay with ripping off the top of this. And I don't, for some reason, I love the look of these torn. I don't want to get rid of these polka dots. So, okay, she's going to be on the book, in the notebook, like this. And then on this page, because there's frogs all over her dress, we're going to talk about insects along our adventure. This came from Flow. other side is a table of contents from Flow. And it just says 2017, edition 17. I don't know when it was, but I want these 3 bugs. So I might cut those out and put them on another sheet of paper, which should be orange, theoretically, I guess. Pretty sure I have orange paper. Alright. This embarrassing box of paper is only one of them. I'm pretty sure I have orange stuff left over from Halloween in here. Now there is that from an ooh. Ooh. That might happen. Let's do that. Alright, so it needs to be this wide. We might do this, actually. It's not perfect, and it's got writing on it, but we're going to cover it up. Some kind of ad for Sherwin-Williams, and it's splashes of paint. And I get these because I love the splash, but I just, like people have taught you on YouTube, get rid of all the other stuff. Alright, let's see. We'll use that for something else. This is why I don't plan. Now, I need to trim off this, and I'm afraid to do it with this, because it's a tiny little section. Even though I like me a torn edge on most anything, sometimes you got to compromise. Now, if I cut out these bugs good enough, let's cut out this a little better. So this is going to be a friend that I've met, or possibly me, I don't know, a tourist along the way, lady that I met at a train station before I caught the boat to go down the Nile, the Amazon. Why do I keep saying the Nile? You're on a different continent now, Beth. I don't know, but I love her, and I've saved her for probably over a year, so well, let's use her. Now, will it bother me that some of the cream from the Traveler's Notebook will be exposed from these bubbles of paint? No. Will I put orange on it myself? Possibly. Let's see. Let's see how much it's actually going to be. So she's going to be like this. This will be covered up with something else. You know, oh, okay. We're just going to just put orange dots in this exposed space. Yes, we are. All right, I'm going to speed up a little bit, otherwise we're going to be here all day. And I'm actually at the beach while you're watching this. So I am going to do orange dots and cover up the rest of these words with orange acrylic. If I can find it, I know. I think I have some battery left. All right, I'm back. Gonna commit this, and I cut out my bugs. Oops. Right now the dog is quiet, the clothes are in the dryer, the rooster's quiet. There's a menagerie next door. The dryer's my own, the animals are not. Now, even though you can sort of see the lettering underneath, it doesn't ruin it for me. in the end, it's going to have all these bugs on it. So really and truly, you may not even see it. Oh my God, I love this. And it matches her frog dress. And I'm going to put some frogs here of my own. Yes. Okay. All right, let's get... I got to be able to get these bugs on here. Aren't these Amazon bugs? I'm pretty sure they are. Yes. Okay. I'm going to tack them on here because I'm going to be gluing for days. These antennas and feet. And I like a little bit of white showing on my stuff. So, thank you Flow Magazine for the bugs in the Amazon. So besides mosquito nets, now we need bug repellent. I'll tack those legs down better. And I'm going to tack her down. And I got to figure out how I'm going to fold her. Because she's going to be a tip in, but she's going to be a tip in up too. Sideways and up. This woman's got it going on. Yeah. All right. Can you see? So she's looking directly at the bugs. Worked out perfect, see? All right, so I'm gonna work on my legs and make a frog, and I might just do a journal segment right here about bugs and have a frog at the top. Liking this, liking this. We got to glue all these legs down. Okay, I think in this box of doom is a little tiny journal tablet. Let's see. I guess this isn't actually a box of doom, it's a box of love. Oh, right there. Okay. Yeah. And it's green, matches the frogs. See how that just happens? Some kind of to-do list thing from the dollar store. We're going to cut off the top. We don't want the optimistic to-do list on here. It's more of an amphibian topic we got to deal with. Yeah. Now, does it bother me that these teacups from the back of the Flow magazine picture are showing? Nope. Because it kind of has all the same colors. Works for me. Alright, we're going to glue this on. I'm going to come back and have a frog at the top. And we'll call this one done. I'm going to do it kind of down here because my frog's going to go up there. Kind of like my letterhead. Alright. I got to go do a frog. That's going to be very interesting. I think I'll do it on this Hobonichi paper. It's not Hobonichi paper, and it's not Tomoe River paper, and I don't know what it is, but it's something close. Okay. I wonder if we can trace a frog from her dress. Uh-oh. Oh dear. That happens a lot too. I've got glue on the other side here. Lay that out and let it dry. Well, luckily these are very messy frogs. I'm going to put that right there for right now. Only because I got glue everywhere. Alright, let's see if we can draw a frog quick. If not, I'll have to fast forward it. Pencil. This could be a disaster, because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. But luckily these frogs aren't exactly perfect. See, they're really abstract. Let's try. Whoops. That would be okay if we had a jaundice frog. We need green, not yellow. I'm doing it in swipes because that one seems to be in swipes and there's white space left. And his back leg kind of does that. This is filled in a little bit and then he has an eye spot. Oh my gosh, there he is. Frog. A la this lady, right? Right. Alright, I gotta dry it. Alright, they have a little bit of black in them. I wonder if we should use the Stabila pencil and then we can kind of make it smoky. Smoky black. Oh my gosh. I love my frog. It looks just like her frogs. If you squint, right? Sorta. Alright, let's try that. Really, this is why you don't plan, people. Why I don't plan. I love how this all has come, just, you know, it comes together. It works. I love it. We're saving the frogs. Not really, but we can think that we are. Okay, so this is going to go inside. Even though I originally folded it. Maybe I better not. Okay. The frog is going to go just right here. And that is how you deal with bugs in the Amazon. Amphibians, bugs. Okay, don't forget tomorrow's video is not going to be a morning video. I never say when I'm going to put them up. I usually do them in the morning because that's when I'm awake. But alright, we're going to journal about our bug experiences. Glue our legs down. And I'm headed to the beach.